What's up, working class folks? Just want to make a quick video here, just kind of touch on a couple things. To all the conservatives out there that are tuck and tail and run, all the cowards. I'm talking about your Tucker Carlsons, your Laura Ingrams, Charlie Kirks, all these people who claim to be conservative, Donald Trump. It really don't matter at this point. Yeah, they're tucking tail and running like the cowards they are. Most real conservatives expected that. The second there was a little friction, they tuck tail Lindsey Graham, tuck tail and act like the cowards they are. The reason we expected that is because that's what always happens. See, these conservatives that we put in Washington to represent us, the ones that we give these huge platforms to, the ones that we follow and listen to get our news, things like that, because we got fake media everywhere. It always happens. The second there's just a little bit of friction, they tuck tail and run because they're cowards, and we expect it. We know it. So I've sat back the last few days and I've listened. Pretty much all of them sell out. All of them whine, cry. This thing that happened at the Capitol was such a tragedy. Americans going in a building that they owned was tragedy. Here's the thing. Yes, some of those people were paid protesters. Some of them were, paid to be there. Probably paid by George Soros. It was one of those things where they intentionally wanted to cause conflict. But the second the going gets a little rough, these cowards, they all start to denounce and get cut and tail and run. Now, if you notice, the left, they stood their ground. The left stood their ground the entire year while cities were burning to the ground. They didn't tuck tail and run. They didn't disavow it. They didn't do anything like that. As a matter of fact, they said that it shouldn't end. Kamala Harris, our soon-to-be vice president, said that the protests should not end, and she didn't expect to see them end. Now, these were not peaceful protests. These were people getting shot, cops getting killed, cities getting burned down. Matter of fact, they took over a whole portion of downtown Seattle. No, it was Portland, downtown Portland, Seattle, whichever damn one. They're both the same. But they took over the whole downtown area, called it an autonomous zone, and were there for weeks. Nobody went in and did shit. During that time, the only thing they accomplished was killing 4 black males. That's the only thing they accomplished. But yet, nobody said a word about it. It wasn't terrible. It was peaceful protest. So, we knew it would happen. And I am actually a little surprised at how quick Donald Trump tucked his tail between his legs once the going got a little rough there. And it actually surprised me because I thought Donald Trump would, hell, he don't have nothing to lose. Like, they have stolen the election from him. They're going to impeach him. If they get a chance, they're going to put him in prison as soon as he gets out of the office. He doesn't have anything to lose. Hell, right now, I would be declassifying everything. Everything that I knew, I would declassify it, give it to the American people. Hell, if it was me and I knew right's right and wrong's wrong, I'd stand my damn ground. I'd be like, hey, fuck the bullshit. I'm calling y'all to arms. Let's go to war with these bitches. The reason I would be like that is because we keep doing the same damn thing over and over and over. We keep going into the fight and following the rules while they break all the rules. And then we wonder why we lose. Well, you're going into a fight with just your fists and you're allowing them to use brass knuckles. That's the reason we're losing over and over and over. The American people are burnt out on this shit. They're tired of this shit. How do I see it going from here is one of the things I've been asked a lot. And I'll be honest, the way I see it going, I see since the Democrats now control all 3 branches of government, I see them getting in there acting like a bunch of damn retards. They're going to get in there. They're going to start passing all kinds of crazy-ass laws that do not help the tax-paying, working-class American citizen one damn bit. As a matter of fact, it'll hurt us. They're going to lock down this country again, except this time they're going to make it a federal mandate and they're going to lock everybody down. They're going to finish destroying the small businesses that survived the first lockdown. Once they have that done, then they're going to decide who gets business loans. They're going to decide not only who gets the business loans, but they're going to decide who gets business licenses. We're going to go into a social revolution, kind of like China did, to where your social score will determine what you can do in life. Conservatives are already just basically banned from any kind of statements on YouTube, anywhere else. Basically, what they do is they have keywords, and if you hit the algorithm, if you say something like CV out loud, the real deal, then boom, you're down, you're done. They don't want anybody to denounce what's going on in Washington. They don't want anybody to talk about the fact that even though all these so-called conservative bureaucrats have been trying to play the American people like they have, the second they got behind closed doors and they realized, well, we can't ride Trump's coattails no more, it's time for us to go ahead and start back down our establishment Republican bullshit. The Republican Party's more than likely done. Without conservative backing, they have no party. There's no way they're going to win. They have establishment Republicans, and they also have the Rhino Republicans who want to put us in countless, endless foreign wars like, what's his name? John, whoever the hell, I forgot his name now, but he was he was constantly trying to get us into these foreign wars for no reason. Trump got us in no wars. Trump gave the American people a huge tax cut. He tried to secure our border. He worked for the working class American. The economy was booming. I think that one day, and I do believe this, one day we will find out that our State Department had something to do with CV. That it was developed for the very reasons that have happened the way this whole entire year has unfolded. The first stimulus package, Congress screwed us. They went in, and it was Republicans and Democrats. They went in, they knew when they went in there that they were going to pass the mail-in voting because they knew that was the only way to get rid of the outsider. So you've got all these politicians, nothing but politicians as far as the eye can see. You have one outsider come in who runs the country better than any of these politicians do. The American people wake up. We don't need politicians. We need people like ourselves running the country, people with brains instead of liars, hypocrites, and cowards. When that happens and the American people have an awakening, all of these career politicians that's been on Capitol Hill for 30 and 40 years are out of jobs. They can no longer sell their office. They can no longer make millions upon millions of dollars selling out the American people. So Trump couldn't stay there. Flat out. Neither side would let him stay there. It was kind of like a pipe dream to conservatives that, we had a president there that actually gave a damn about the American people. So, of course, we all jumped behind it because, hell, that hadn't happened since Ronald Reagan. He wasn't even really a conservative. He was just very moral in his decisions. And he actually loved the country. Ronald Reagan loved the country. Everything he did was for the American people. And Ronald Reagan, warned us. He warned us. He said several things. Number one, government's not the solution, it's the problem. Which is one of the best statements he ever made because government is our problem. Number two, he made the statement that freedom was great as long as we could keep it. We're only one generation away from losing our freedom. All these statements that Ronald Reagan made, and you got to remember, Ronald Reagan carried 48 out of 50 states. In other words, the whole damn country supported him. 48 out of 50 states. They hated Ronald Reagan. They despised Ronald Reagan, but it was because Ronald Reagan was there for the American people. After that, you went into the Bush, Clinton, Obama. All these people are actually related behind the scenes. Bushes and Clintons are related. Obama's related. Obama was raised by, rich white parents too. And they're all juiced in with the political system. So it's absolutely hypocritical, everything they do. They say one thing. One day they've got outrage about this. The next day, oh, it's okay because these people are doing it. One day, we're going to defend all this that these people are doing. But the very next day, when the same exact actions happen from the group of people they don't like, then it's, oh, the fucking outrage. Well, guess what? Americans are smarter than that. We can actually remember or see a video. We do have cameras. We do have cell phones. We have things that play this thing called video. And we can actually see what went on 3 years ago, 10 years ago, 12 years ago, 30 years ago. We can see it for ourselves. So the fake media shit that they throw at us all day, if you got a brain, then you will see it for yourself. So where do I think this is going to go? Like I said, they're going to start passing all these little retarded laws. At that point, they'll get by with so much of that. But at some point, they have to tackle the big problem. They have to tackle the big promise they've been making. And the big promise they've been making is they're going to make all these people who came here illegally legal. That's a big promise. They got to do it. At that point, my vote's watered down, your vote's watered down. Depending on whether or not they can support themselves, depends on how much your paycheck gets watered down. What's the next big promise? The next big promise is they're going to take our guns. And they're not going to stop. They want to say AKs, ARs. They're not going to stop there. They might start there, but they're not going to stop there. But I think that will be the line in the sand. There are too many Americans across this country who will die before they give them their weapons. There is nothing more sacred to the American people than being able to defend themselves. And if you try to take away the right for us to defend ourselves, you're going to have to fight us. Because we're not going to just, hey, yeah, sure, here you go. Here, take this one. Take the ones I got, just come get them. We're not going to do that shit. You know why? The same reason when the British tried it, they got their asses kicked and they left. There has never been another country try to attack us on our soil in a head-on war because they can't. It's not like every other country. You go to China, all you got to worry about some military, even though there's fucking billion of them or whatever, but that's all you got to worry about. You don't have to worry about your everyday average citizen running out of the house trying to fight you because they don't have weapons. You go to Afghanistan, oh, you got to worry about everybody. Hell, 3-year-olds, 5-year-olds, 7-year-olds, they all trying to kill you. Okay? The difference in the cultures is, one, big government. The other one, kind of a warlord thing. People, whoever runs that region, runs it. But they have taught their people, they have taught their kids, they've taught their children to fight, flat out. They will not have another, including the United States. The United States will not go to Afghanistan without having to fight everybody there. Well, it's the same concept in our country. China wants our country. China is got a damn good start at getting our country. They're building ports all around us so that their Navy ships can dock there. It's not a question of if, it's a question of when. When will China pull the trigger and actually attack us? Because it's coming. Now, the fact that we are so divided as a people right now, I mean, it's playing right into what China wants, Russia wants, Iran wants. All these other countries, they want us separated as a people. And our government also wants us separated as a people, because as long as we're separated and we're not paying attention to what they're doing, we're worried about all the little bullshit, petty shit that goes on, then we don't pay attention to what they do. They have actually corrupted this country to the point to where I'm out there and I'm high as hell, drunk as hell, I hit something, wreck my car, whatever the circumstances. The cops come out, I decide I don't want to go to jail, I bust the cop in his mouth, cop shoots me, it's the cop's fault. That's how ass backwards we are. We are so ass backwards in this country that our government actually thinks that they run this country. You don't run shit. Look at the Constitution. The Constitution says the American people run this country, and the second we decide your ass is out of there, you're out of there. Lindsey Graham, you piece of shit, you will never win another election. Won't happen. Bring your ass back to South Carolina, you won't win the fucking next election you're in. No way, no how. Won't happen. Mitch McConnell, you're done. You were going to lose your election before Trump anyways. Now you're done. Trump went in there and saved your ass. You're done. This is where we get to separate the men from the boys. We get to separate the people that talk a good game with the big ass mouths, that usually talk really loud and then sit down and shut the fuck up when somebody jumps in their face. This is when we get to separate the men from the boys. Because there's some people out there in this world that was raised a little different. We were raised to sit back and not say shit, and not start a fight. But if a fight comes to us, we reach over there and we tear that motherfucker's head off and we give it back to him. That's some of us. That's how we were raised. We were raised with the mentality of you only take so much shit and then you fight. And there's a lot of us across the country raised that way. We were raised to believe in, something bigger than ourselves. We were raised to believe in our country, in our fellow citizen. We were raised to believe in God. We were raised to believe in, hell, something as simple as karma. You do good shit should happen to you. You do a bunch of bad shit, it's going to come back and bite you. The other side doesn't have any of those principles. They believe you can do all the bad you want to, and hell, the rest of the world should just give you whatever you want. It's bullshit. Eventually, their whole ideology will fail. Eventually, it has to. Because you cannot take everything from one group of people who does the right thing, prepares the right way, who saves, who decides that they're going to take the right path in life. You can't take everything from them and redistribute it to the people who don't do shit. It does not work. Even if they allowed you to do it, eventually you'd run out of their money to spend. And then what? Everybody's broke. It's not going to work. The American people will not allow it. Y'all can keep thinking in your damn little crazy ass heads that it's going to happen. Here's what's going to happen. They are going to push, and they are going to push. Conservatives are going to sit back and prepare. The same thing we've been doing for the last 20 years. Most of us are very prepared. Conservatives have sat back and we kept silent. We've watched as everything went around because it was not affecting us. You got to remember, in a conservative mindset, if what you're doing does not affect me in my everyday life, I don't give a damn what you do. I don't give a damn who you're sleeping with. I don't give a damn what you're doing. I don't give a damn what drugs you're doing. I don't give a damn what bank you're robbing, as long as it's not infringing on my right to life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. The second you start infringing on my rights to live my life the way I want to freely, then we got a problem. That's what these people can't understand. See, conservatives, we have this whole thing about us. You do what the fuck you gonna do, I'm gonna do what I'm gonna do. As long as we're good, we're good. The other side decides, well, I want to do what I want to do, but I want you to do it too. Even if you don't believe in it, you got to do it because that's the way I believe. That's never going to work. We're not going to turn and do what the hell you want us to do. But anyways, I had to get this shit out of my system. I've been watching it for days. I'm actually trying to just not even watch the shit because it is so annoying to me, and I cannot stand these cowardly hypocrites that we have representing us. If only there was enough people to march to Washington with me, we would throw all these bastards out of office tonight. And I'm not saying hurt anyone. I'm not saying do any kind of violence. I'm saying walk in, you're fired, you're fired, you're fired, get the fuck up, get out of people's house because y'all no longer work here. If only I had the people backing me to do it. But at this point, hell, how many other people are going to be cowards, and the second a little bit of friction gets started, they're going to tuck tail and run. And I think that's the real problem for real conservatives, people who are ready in a split second. We will die on that hill. We'll put everything we got on the line. Hell, we'll put our houses on the line, our cars, our fortunes, our gold, our jewelry, our fucking safes, whatever's in the safe. We'll put it all on the line for freedom. for freedom. Everything's on the line. And not bat an eye, because we know we're fighting for our descendants. We know that 3 generations from now, our children's children's children will be able to look back and say, hey, you know what? I hate the fact I never got to meet my great grandpa, but that son of a bitch got out there and he fought his ass off so that I could be free today. That's what's important. As we move forward, don't know how to go. I do know this. If you've got a half a brain in your damn body, you better start preparing, because this ain't going to go the way they think it's going to go. When you get out towards Texas, Montana, places like that, man, them people have been ready to tear down the government for the last 50 years. You think they're not prepared? They're prepared. They're very prepared. You get out in the southern part of the United States, people in the South, we've been seeing this shit coming. We're prepared. We know what the hell we're doing. We can hunt, we can fish, we can live off the land. We have plenty of resources to go off of. And we can survive in the woods. We're good at hope. I hope and pray for this nation that we never have that go down. But when you elect 3, well, I'm not going to say elect. I don't think that's the way it went. When you put 3 branches of government that all have radical ideologies that absolutely want to change the Constitution, they want to change the entire country. They don't want to change a little bit. They don't want to change, test, see how this goes. No, they want to fundamentally change what this country is. It's not going to be allowed. It's not going to happen. But they can stay in dreamland and think it is, and we'll see how it turns out. Anyways, I got to hit the bed. Got to be up in the morning. Jarrett, what's up, bro? Glad to see you, man. I'll give you a call tomorrow sometime, maybe. But y'all hold it down, and have a good night.